Hey everyone, Leroy here. I'm actually in Atlanta at the Performance Chemicals International meeting and get to see this gentleman to my right here, Steve Crimp, who I'm going to ask to introduce himself and tell you a little bit about himself here in a second. But the international meetings happen every year, get the chance to see folks from all around the business in performance chemicals. And like I say, Steve, this is a chance that I get to see Steve for the first time in a while. Steve, why don't you just introduce yourself, tell everybody about you and what you do.
Thanks, Leroy. My name's Steve Crimp. I was, until Friday, I was the General Manager of the Performance Chemicals business in New Zealand. Currently in transition, moving to Nyborg to take up the role as Managing Director of Europe. So big change in the next couple of weeks.
A big change.
Yep.
And so New Zealand, you've been running New Zealand for how long now?
So I've been running New Zealand for 15 years.
For 15 years, okay, long time. And smaller operation, right? And now moving to Europe, which is, much different in terms of all the different countries and things like that you deal with. So, like, what's on your mind as you're making that move, and what are the things that are going through your head in terms of how you transition into such a different area?
The complexity is just enormous.
Mm-hmm.
We've heard from Thomas yesterday about just all the regulations, and products are different. The people, the markets are different. It's just going to be a whole new experience. Nothing like Australia and New Zealand. Very relaxed in Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Not to mention the language barrier.
Not to mention the language barrier, right, which on top of it. And so you're going to be based in, I can't remember if you said it or not, but you're going to be based in Nyborg, right? Yep. So that'll be good. You'll be at our Carbon Materials and Chemicals location. Basically, we built a new lab and everything there for you guys, right? Because we did not have any presence there in Nyborg before. So just trying to, I guess, take advantage of some synergies. Right?
It's a very impressive laboratory that they've built. Have you seen?
I actually did. Yeah, back in June. It was very impressive. Yeah. So nice new home for you.
Yeah. No, it's going to be really, really good. It's a huge challenge, but really looking forward to it.
Good. Okay, Steve, on the personal front, again, going to Europe, new territory, anything in particular you're looking forward to from a personal standpoint?
Yeah, look, for Sherry, my partner, and I, this is just a huge opportunity to tour Europe. New Zealand or Australia is a long way from Europe, so it's very difficult and expensive to go to have a holiday. Yeah. So here we are now suddenly moving to the heart of Europe. Right. And Sherry's already worked out we can jump on a train and be in Germany in 3 hours, and we can go here. And so our holidays for the next few years are already well booked out.
That's pretty nice. You live in a beautiful part of the world, right? Everybody wants to go to, and now here you have an opportunity, and you're actually leaving that part of the world to go to Europe for a new adventure.
Yep, and it's going to be fantastic because we haven't seen a lot of Europe.
So Steve, a lot of times, in these segments, I ask people to, give a hats off to somebody that they want to recognize, or a group of people that they want to recognize that go above and beyond the call of duty. You're leaving New Zealand, going to, again, new territory. Who in New Zealand, if anybody, that would you call out and want to give a special shout out to?
That's pretty easy, Leroy. The whole New Zealand team was just incredible. We've gone through a lot of different times over the last 15 years. We've had the pandemic, obviously. Right. We had a fire in 2017. Yes. And just everybody went above and beyond every time they needed to.
Okay.
It's a fantastic team.
Okay, Steve, I have a list of some fun questions here I'm going to ask you, right? We'll get to know you a little bit better, but we'll start by asking you name one thing on your bucket list.
Go to the Monaco Grand Prix.
Oh, okay. All right. If you could switch lives for one day with one person, who would you choose?
I would love to be the Collingwood football coach for a day. That's an AFL team in Melbourne.
Aussie football?
Aussie football.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Would you rather have the ability to see 10 minutes into the future or 10 years into the future?
10 minutes is enough.
10 minutes is enough? I agree with you on that. What's the best advice you ever received?
Work hard.
It's paid off, huh?
So far.
Would you rather be able to speak any language or be able to communicate with animals?
Speak any language.
Speak any language? Yeah. Okay.
Particularly at this point in time.
Exactly. Yeah, it would come in handy. Favorite way to spend a day off?
Just relaxing at home or playing golf.
Okay. Which everyday activity, if you turned it into an Olympic sport, would you win the gold medal at?
Sheree would tell me that it would be having an afternoon nap.
All right. And if you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Steak.
Steak. There's plenty of that opportunity here as well, huh? Okay, good. All right. So, last segment. Is it one thing that you want to ask me? Fire away.
So, obviously, you've been the CEO now for quite a few years.
Yep.
What's the one thing that you're most proud of in that time that you've achieved?
That's a great question. Thank you. I would say the shift in our safety culture would be the thing. If I would look back and say what's the thing I'm most proud of, it's this shift in our safety culture. And you guys, with Performance Chemicals, were just coming on board as I was coming into this role. And we've always been focused on safety. I don't mean to imply that we weren't. But it's been a new level. We've ratcheted it up to a new level, and everybody that comes in the organization recognizes it. Businesses we've acquired, people that's walked in from other businesses, and they're all really tend to be impressed by the effort we put into making sure that our people are safe. The financial piece of it, and we're obviously in business to make money, and that's important. But I've always felt like if you can't do that while also keeping your people safe, you really don't have a business. And so I'm proud of our people who have bought into it and live our values every single day. So,
I can tell you this, Leroy, it's made a huge difference at our Auckland facility.
Is that right?
Massive difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I love hearing those stories. Those are the things that constantly reinforce and justify why we do what we do. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Steve. Okay, everyone. I think that's it for this segment. Until we see you next time, take care. And look forward to the next 412 and employee interview. Thanks, everyone.